Hey friends, we have a very nice guitar on the bench today, and it once belonged to a client, and I worked on it last year for a short while, and I think I swapped some pickups, did definitely swap some pickups, put some other pickups in there, gave it a setup. When he bought it back in, he wanted the pickups taken back out because it was putting him in another guitar, and he wanted this going back to stock because he wanted to sell it. So he came in and he told me, blah, 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 and he says, yeah, I'm selling it. I said, how much do you want for it? He says, 300 quid. Now I says, you want more than 300 quid for that, you want to ask about 400 quid and see what you get. And this is it. And it's a Mexican Telecaster, quite a modern one. It's a 2016, beautiful thing, one of the more modern ones with the cutaway, or the belly cut there. Fantastic looking guitar. And I talked him into asking 400 for it, which was a good idea at the time. But the odd thing or the weirder thing about this is you very rarely get them with rosewood fretboard. So anyway, I didn't really look at it. When I did look at it again, I thought it's a really nice guitar. Might be interested in this myself. Did some digging and thought, yeah, I'll buy it. So where I could have had it for 300 quid, me and my big mouth, I've ended up paying 375. So what I did was I gave him 325 in cash. And I didn't charge him 50 quid, it was costing for me to swap 2 lots of pickups on 2 guitars for him. So he's made more money, and I bought this guitar for £375, or 325 quid and 50 quid's worth of work. And a lovely thing it is, but what I didn't ever check at all was what his pickups sounded like, and I don't like them. And it can't be wired right, because in downward mode, whatever that may be, is it single coil mode, they sound out of phase and horrible and everything. So I think I've got the wiring wrong, so I've gone and just got another wiring diagram. I've got a push pull there so you can split the coils, and just a volume there, and it's a standard Tele 3-way. So I'm going to rewire it. I think I've got the pickups out of phase, it sounds really not right at all. I've just gone and downloaded myself a diagram for doing just that. It's not a Fender diagram, it is a diagram for 2 humbuckers. And that's a gubbins here, and that's the one I'm going to use. And it just means I've got to sort out which wire does what on the pickup, so that's going to be fun. But something else I'm going to do with this, and I thought it might look good with a different pickguard. And it just happens that I have a brand new pickguard knocking about that I bought for my CV Tele Classic Vibe, but it doesn't fit, and it's that. And it's tortoiseshell, it's from DIY Guitar Parts. And this doesn't quite fit, it almost fits, it just needs a little bit cutting out on these corners for the pickup ring. But I think with this on it, it's going to look absolutely fantastic. Also the pickups, I'm not going to keep them pickups in, I'm going to sell them pickups. But this is more or less how we're going to look. What are you thinking to that? I think that's going to really set it off nice with a tortoiseshell pickguard. But these pickups, I don't like the look of them. Look at them, silver and black, but I'm sure they will fetch a pretty penny on eBay or Facebook or Reverb or something. We'll stick them on for 60 quid, see what happens. I do believe they're quite a rare, difficult to get hold of pickup, so may sell for a little bit more. May put them up for 75 quid and see if we get a tickle. But I'm thinking of replacing these with some zebras. I'm likely to go to Iron Gear and get the Tesla set, which is basically the Slash set, in zebra, with zebra bobbins, and I think that's going to look really good. So today, all I'm going to do today is I'm going to have a look at the pickguard, see where I need to cut this. I just need to square these holes off, I think, or these curves off here. I just need to square them off a bit so they fit right. Might put this on today. I think it'll look really nice. But definitely gonna sort the wiring out. Yeah, that's gonna fit beautiful. It's just needs those corners just cornering off a little bit. So I'll take my time with that. Very nice. So I could plug it in, couldn't I, and let you have a demo and tell me what you think of the sound effect. I think I will do that. So give me 2 minutes to get the amp set up, and I'll come back and I'll tell you. We'll have a look. I really do not like these pickups, so I'm just going to play a couple of chords. That's single coil mode on the bridge, single coil mode on the neck. humbucker mode on the neck, probably going to be a lot better. Much better on the humbucker mode, and on the bridge humbucker mode. So that sounds good, okay. Single coil mode. I know it's single coil, I know it's meant to be different, a lot lighter. I just don't like the sound of these pickups, I think. Sounds horrible to me. Not a sound I like at all. Really sounds okay in humbucker mode. So I'm definitely going to swap these pickups out, but I'm going to go with an alternate wiring diagram, like I said. Just see what difference it makes. Maybe one of these pickups are out of phase. Maybe that's why it is wired slightly differently on here. On the bridge pickup on this one, you have the coil split on the bottom lug, but the coil split on the neck pickup is on the middle lug. So maybe that will make a difference, something to do with the phasing in there. So I'm going to try the alternate wiring diagram, see if that makes any difference. But I really do think these pickups are going to go on eBay or Facebook. I don't like them. I'm not bothered about keeping the guitar original. Even if I move it on at a later date, I'll sell it with the tortoiseshell pickguard on there and upgraded pickups. Yeah, back soon. So I have put the pickguard. I did modify the pickguard, and just so it fitted, and the pickguard is on, and I think that looks stunning. I think that looks really good. In fact, I think it looks fantastic. So that fits nicely now. That is on. In regard to pickups, I am going to go and buy some pickups. Not right now though. I'm thinking of buying the Iron Gear Tesla Sharks. Tesla ends SLA and Shark begins SH. If you look in the middle there, it says slash. There were slash pickups and a copy of the Gibson slash pickups. I will be getting zebra bobbins, so they will absolutely work fine. But in the meantime, I have some fantastic, and I mean fantastic, pickups to stick in this guitar in a minute. And by fantastic, I mean, I'm going to show you what I've got. Now that one on there says Tone Rider Generator. That is not a Tone Rider generator. I'll tell you what there is in a minute. This is the Tone Rider generator, and that is going in my Super Strat. And I may stick it in here, I may not, but in the meantime, this in here is not the Tone Rider generator. That is a DiMarzio Super Distortion, all cream, fabulous pickup. It was meant to go in my Super Strat, which I'm building, but I may be looking for a new body for that. That will be cool. So I may stick that in there. So either of these can go in. I'm probably going to go with, I've not heard the generator, so I might stick the Tone Rider generator in there because I've not heard it. In the neck, and it's not going to stay in there, it's going to go in for now. Brand new. I imported this from America, and the reason I imported this from America is you can get these in England with 4-core wire, but this is not your regular 59. Oh no, this is far from being a regular 59. It is a neck version. I bought it from my Hamer Studio. Fantastic piece of kit, but this is not your bog standard 59. And let me tell you about it in a second. It is a 59 neck, look, it'll say on there, if you can read it. I'll read you the serial number out. It just says blah 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 blah. Looks like I39MB, SH1N neck, 2021, 17th of February this was made. So it's a brand new pickup. I've imported this from America, like I said. This is not your bog standard. This is a 4-core wire one, but it is based on the original. And not only is it based on the original, let me read you this. This pickup is a faithful replica of a great old 1959 patent applied for, or PAF, humbucker. A replica. It is not as much a replica as it is an actual PAF, and I'll tell you for why. The tone is smooth and warm, sustains plentiful. The same kind of Alnico magnets, plain enamelled wire, braided single conductor hookup cable, nickel plated studs, wooden spacer, black paper tape and balanced core windings that were used in the originals are used here on the 59. So it's exactly the same gear the originals were built on. Even the square pinhole with the distinctive patent applied for recessed moulding ring on the top of the bobbin is included. That's that up there. Right, okay, not only that, the neck and bridge models are individually calibrated for an even volume balance. The bridge packs a little extra punch and the neck is warm with just the right amount of bass. Pickups for direct replacement requires no guitar modification, while schematic and mounted screws are included. Not only that, these are also wound on the original PAF winding machine. Seymour Duncan own that machine now. Whether they always owned it, I don't know, but they did acquire it. And as I know for a fact, the 2-core ones are wound on that machine. I'm assuming these probably are as well. The reason I know the 2-core one is it's the reason I bought the 2-core one. So I've paid extra for this to get it one from America. You'll also notice it doesn't have Seymour Duncan logo on there, which again is a specialty of this model and this model only. And it is a Seymour Duncan. Let me just show you in the back there. So I may stick that in the neck temporarily. Of course, these pickups will not be staying on this guitar. They're most likely going to go on my, this is definitely going on my Hammer, it's why I bought it. Now, as excited as you might be about these pickups going on here, these two, or it may be even Tone Rider, they're not going on straight away. I am still going to do the rewire using these original pickups because I want to see if these pickups are any good. I know they don't look right, they certainly don't sound that great to me, but they do belong to the guitar, and maybe I'll keep them in the future if I ever want to sell this guitar. Maybe I won't sell the guitar, not with this pickguard on it. It's a great pickguard. The pickguard here though is different to the original being an 8-screw version. This is just 5 screws, so it's not fixed in the middle here. It will shrink to fit, but I think that looks stunning. It looks a lot better than the black one to me. Anyway, I've got my soldering iron out. I'm just going to desolder everything on this, and I'm going to wire in these pickups the correct way, slightly different to the way I normally do it. And maybe these pickups are wired in such a way as they have to be wired so as not to be or go out of phase. I've lost one of the thingy screws, but I'm not too bothered, we'll find it later. So, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to desolder everything. Desolder all the pickups, and I'm going to rewire the switch and the push-pull. I'm not going to leave the camera, I'm going to turn the camera off in a minute. So I'm going to crack on with this, I'll come back later. So, the upgrades I can do now are done. Put the pickguard on, rewired the pickups, and if it don't sound any better, I'll be honest, these pickups to my ears are horrific. I've been talking to the guy I bought the guitar off, and he says exactly the same. He says, yeah. He says, aren't they really, really bad? And I says, yeah, they are. So pickups are coming out, they're going on eBay. I will never sell this guitar as it came stock. I hate these pickups. They are just horrible. They're whiny, they're snarly, they're tinny, they're trebly. Read on the wire, it does exactly the same. It splits down, it was split down with full humbucker pulled up. Still sounds really, really nasally. I'm going to swap them out. Like I said, I'm going to go buy some an iron gear Tesla set. But in the meantime, DiMarzio Super Distortion is going to go in the bridge, and a 59 Seymour Duncan 59 model humbucker is going in the neck. An original spec one. This one a little bit more expensive than your standard 59, done with the original bobbins and everything. They're going to go in there. I'm not going to do it today. I've got to move on to something else now. But yeah, it's not even, you plug it in, it's not even nice to hear. It's just horrible. So this pot's going to come out. I'm going to replace this pot. I'm going to clean this pot up. I'm going to redo the wiring completely. I may configure 4 pickup wiring. Probably not going to need it, but because I could have these 2 in series as well. But you know, it might be worth a giggle. Or I may look at doing something else, but this one's going away for now. I'm going to move on to my SG. I'm only working on my guitars today, so I'm going to work on the SG I need to get ready for selling. And for now, this is it on this one. I'll end this video here. I think it looks fantastic with that pickguard on it, but I'll do the updates at a later date and I'll piece all this video together. Welcome back, guys. Right, I am filming this boring part of the video because these pickups, these Blacktop pickups, they're quite sought after. And I've sold these and they're going to a guy based in Toronto, Canada, which is good for me, and I've bought replacements for them already. So I know in the early part of the video I was going to stick this 59 and this DiMarzio Super Distortion in there. I don't think I'm going to do that now because the pickups I was going to replace these with, these Blacktops, have already arrived. And they are Tesla Sharks by Iron Gear. And they are so called because, I'll show you. You'll find out what they're based on in a minute. And if I take that Tesla Shark, there you go. Just blank that out, and what's that say there? That'll give you an idea of a Seymour Duncan set that they are modelled on. Think of a band called Snake Pit and G&R, and you'll know exactly what I'm about. Think of a top hat and a cigarette. And there you go. So they're going to go in there and they're going to look absolutely fantastic with this pickguard. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove these pickups, and first we're going to have to desolder the wires. I'm also going to be upgrading all of the electrics in this guitar. This is going to be a keeper for me, this one, because I doubt very much I'm going to make any money on it. It cost me 375 quid, and then I've put a new pickguard on it. It cost me a tenner. I'm going to put new pots in there, new capacitors, new wiring, new pickups. So it would stand me at 325. So it's, yes, say £50 for these pickups I've got to pay. So it takes me down to 325, and I've got all the pickups I paid for, 72 quid. Pots, 82.92, bit of wiring, say 100 quid on that. So it cost me about 425 when all said and done. So I'm going to desolder these pickups when I remember how. Best thing to do is for me to just pull that up. I know we've got a bit of slack under there. So I know this is a really boring part of the video for you guys. I need to get something under that. I don't want to be scratching the lacquer on this guitar because it's a keeper and it's unmarked. It's a beautiful guitar, it's a great looker. All I need to do is get the right pickups in there, and I've took a punt on this slash set. I've never ever used them before. Let's just see where we are with this. I really want to get that in there that way round. There you go. Now that gives me some leeway there, so I need to take the hot wire from here. I'm going to be able to put in a new switch in. I'm going to go with, well, I might go with a 4-way. So that's one hot wire. Hot neck goes here. So you've got hot bridge over there, hot neck here. Just opposite ends. I'm going to clean this pot, clean this switch up anyway. I've soldered on here about 3 times. Get on there. That's the 2 hot wires off. Now we've got the split wires here. Now, I could really just cut these. In fact, I think I am going to cut these. I'm going to cut them. I'm going to get some cutters. Right, but I'm going to leave this yellow lead on there. I'm going to leave the leads on the push pot because they can just join straight up to the new pickup. So let's see how much we're going to want on here. About there, about there. So if I snip about there, we should be just about right. If I do the same again on this one, again check the length of that, check the length of that, cut about there, we should be about right. I can snip that off later once I've got pickup size. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn up my soldering iron. There is a way to preset some heat settings on here. I don't know how to do it. So I'm just going to turn it up, let it heat up a few seconds. Because I'm thinking if I could solder those other pickups straight in. If I was to completely upgrade this guitar, I'd be looking at taking these inlays out, taking the frets out, taking the inlays out, putting some mother of pearl inlays in there, refretting it with some stainless steel. I may do that yet. I may possibly do that. Would I go with gold hardware on this? It'd be worth considering. Absolutely worth considering. So let me desolder these. I'm going to have to desolder take these pots out anyway and desolder them because they're that much solder on them now. It gets to be really messy. I do not like messy pots. I don't like messy wiring. And you're going to get it when you're just desoldering stuff the way I'm desoldering at the moment. That might have been a cold joint there. It wasn't very nice at all. So that is the pickups desoldered. So look there. Pickups are free, that pickup's free. Right, the pickups are free, so we can clean them up in a minute. I'm going to remove, I'll try and remove this pickup here. We're not going to have enough. I'm going to take these strings more or less off. I did this earlier. I did this before last time and they really didn't want to know. I've knackered these strings. Been on and off about 5 times. That's why they don't snap yet. Rosewood fingerboard. Very rare on this type of guitar. We don't make these guitars anymore, by the way. Can't get them. Plus top pickups. Blacktop pickups, sorry. I'll be honest. Don't like them at all. The guy who's bought them in Canada has been after them for a while. He says he's been let down twice on reverb. Been looking at them for ages. I've sold them in 50 quid. I put them up 50 quid. I'm sure he'd have paid quite a bit more than that, but I put them up 50 quid so he can have them for 50 quid. I've replaced them with pickups worth 70 quid, or cost me 70 quid, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, I'm going to try and remove this as it is. I'll learn how to set this up in a bit, proper. And I can get some preheated settings because obviously I'm not going to need 370 degrees for everything, but I do need 420 odd degrees for backs of pots. It is a good piece of kit, this Hacko. Now my big dilemma is I kind of get this off with the pickup inside. I couldn't earlier, couldn't the other day I mean. Going through the same wiring configuration, it makes sense to leave everything there intact and just solder everything, just solder the pickups in later. I would like to clear these pots up, but I don't have to. I can just use them as they are. Right, is that going to come out? Absolutely it is. That's beautiful. So I can take that out of the pickup ring straight away. This is probably really boring for you guys because you're not really seeing anything. I'm just prattling away, talking away. But some people do like these type of videos where not a lot's happening, but right. That's one pickup out. Bridge. The thing about this pickguard is it's only a 5-screw pickguard. The original was 8. think the tortoiseshell really sets it off nicely. Always does on white. I may drill for the extra 3 holes and countersink them in the top. I may or may not. It depends. I mean, I may one day want to stick this pickguard on my my Squire Classic Vibe, which, by the way, it was Squire Classic Vibe out of the box. If you can get one with level frets straight out of the box, you're not going to get a better guitar for 339 quid. I absolutely adore mine, even though I've had to do a fret level on it. Right, there you go. Yeah, fantastic guitar. I can imagine I'm going to send the screws with these pickups and springs. So let us do that. Surprised to find that these are sought after. I mean, each to their own. You know, what can I say? What I may think is crap, other people are going to really like. So, what can I tell you? So that's the old pickups out. I'm going to get the new ones in. I'm not going to film that. Okay, a couple of bits of crap paint on there. That's not going to do anything to anyone. I'm going to stick the new pickups in myself. Do that off camera. I just wanted to film these being taken out because these are going to Canada, and these are the ones. There you go. What can I tell you? Wire's not so long on that, but if you could always lengthen that if you want to. I'm going to tidy these ends up as well. But that's it, those pickups are out. I will be sending the screws and the springs with them. Good stuff. I'll be back in a short while. It's been a while since I've touched this guitar, but I did update or upgrade the pickups. I put the Iron Gear Tesla Sharks in there, which is based on the Seymour Duncan Slash set. They are fantastic. But what I haven't done is I haven't set up the wiring for coil split yet, even though I have a pull push on there. But in the meantime, I've actually sold this guitar. I put it up for auction. I put it on eBay for $575. I put it up on Facebook for a bit less than that. I've sold it for 500 quid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the wiring done for the coil splits on the pickups. Make sure the frets are level, which I'm certain they are. I'm going to put a new set of strings on there. And I'm going to get boxed up and shipped out. I've sold it for £500 including shipping. I'm sure you agree, it looks fabulous. It certainly looks better than stock. And yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous guitar. It really is very nice. So, I'm going to get my soldering iron out. I'm going to sort the wiring out. Get the guitar set up and move it out, but I will come back and give you updates showing you what work has been done, how the wiring's been done, this, that and the other, and that's it. Just a quick update on the guitar. I've removed the strings. Before I remove the strings, I set the intonation. I've just polished the frets, looking absolutely stunning. A couple of other things I've done that I always do. I've tightened the tuner heads just slightly, just to give them all the same consistency, because some always feel a little bit loose. So we've got the same consistency on there. I've lined up the tuners all going in that direction so we can restring the guitar. I'm just going to oil the fingerboard. Once that's done, we'll be ready to put some new strings on this. The pickups, by the way, are just amazing. These are Iron Gear Tesla Sharks. Basically they're based on the Seymour Duncan Slash pickups. Of which I have a set of those anyway, the original ones, but yeah, just fantastic, great looking guitar. We have a pull push coil split, which when you pull it, it cancels out this coil and cancels out this coil, giving us single coil. So the screw coils, ones with the screws on, are the ones active when we are pulled out. So you have single coil there in the middle. You've got both single coil, yeah, you've got both single coils on. There you just have that single coil. There you just have that single coil. In, full humbucker, both full humbuckers, full humbucker. So yeah, great little option on there. I did consider putting a four-way switch in there, but decided not to. I think this as well, this originally came with a black pickguard. We've now got the tortoiseshell one on there. It looks absolutely fantastic. Just going to show the serial number to the new owner. His name is Owen. And there, I'm not going to read it out, I'm just going to, there you go, that's the guitar is getting. A beautiful, beautiful thing. It is unmarked. And by unmarked, I'm saying there's no marks on this guitar, there's no dints or dings. There may be a tiny bleb here and there in the lacquer, but there's nothing to mention at all. The one I did mention was this little ding at the bottom of the heel, which I photographed. You can hardly feel it. It is just, it's been dropped there, that's it. It's just had a slight ding, it's been knocked there right under my finger, you can hardly see it. What a beautiful guitar. And the great thing about this guitar is there are not many of them. These normally come, the white Fender Telecasters normally come with a maple fingerboard. To get on with a rosewood fingerboard is quite rare. They only did it for a year, I believe, probably 2 years tops. I could have pushed for more money on this, I'm absolutely certain about that, but I've not lost any money on this. I've made a little bit, obviously for my labour. This cost me just under 400 quid when I bought it. I've upgraded the pickups, I've put a lot of work into this. It's had a fret level, it's had a complete setup. So value wise, maybe I could have pushed for 575, maybe even £600 on this, but I've sold it for 500 fully shipped. Really, really happy with that. I've not lost anything, and someone is getting a great guitar which is unique. It's fabulous looking, but without prattling on, I've got to I want to restring it and get it all done. Once I've got it restrung, I'm going to check the nut slots, make sure they're all right, we've got a good height, but we're close enough to the first fret without buzz. So I'll still got a little bit more setting up to do, but that is it. I'm going to crack on with it. I'm going to stick a set of Diodario 1046s on there. I believe they are XXEXL. Is it these? That's the wrong set. 942s. Oh, I was supposed to get some out. Covered up here. Oh, there's some knocking about. Bear with me a second. I buy these in bulk. I've got about 20 odd sets up here. EXL 110s, 1046 strings. I've always had the 1149s on this, and I set it up to E flat or D sharp. I'm going to set this up to standard, but I'm going to crack on with it, get it done. Once it's done, we'll come back, we'll tie up this video, we'll have a guitar all set up, ready to go, and we'll move on to something else. And here we are, all done, and I've just turned my fan off just so you can hear the guitar, because I've got it plugged in at the moment, and we're just going to hear the difference between the single coil and the full humbucker mode of a guitar. But let's just show you the guitar. And I first saw this guitar a couple of years ago when the owner bought it in, and I did a setup for him, did a fret level, the whole lot, and he bought it back a year later. It wasn't that he wasn't happy with the work, he just didn't, he says, I've not bonded with the guitar. He says, so I went to set it up again, get it ready for selling, and he told me what price he wanted. And I upped his price. He says he wanted something like, did he say 325? I said, you want 400 quid for this, mate. Then I ended up buying it off him. It cost me 375 quid before the upgrades, plus the price of the setup, which I didn't charge him for. And I ended up changing the pickguard, changing the pickups, iron gears in here. So a complete setup. I've given it a fret polish this morning, set the intonation, polished the frets, oiled the fingerboard, checked the nut slots, tightened every nut and bolt. I did the electrics yesterday, make sure the single coils, it's all working properly in single coil mode. And I've given it a clean, and the guitar is beautiful. It is stunning. There's one mark underneath where it was dinged. It's nothing major, you can hardly see it. And I'm just going to show the guitar working. I've just turned the volume down. I've got it plugged into my PV30 Classic amp. And I'm going to explain where we are with this. So that's in full humbucker mode. We're on bridge, full humbucker. We'll pull the coil split and it'll just go onto this coil, listen. Back to full. So single coil, full humbucker. We'll do the same again on just the neck pickup. That's full, that's split. Coil, just this coil, both coils, so that's working. Same again, both coils full, and both pickups, both single coil. So when we pull this out, we cancel this coil and this coil depending where we are. On both pickups it's both. On the bridge pickup we'll cancel that out. On the neck pickup we'll cancel that out. Works really well. We'll bang it back in the middle. Both pickups, single coil, volume. And tone. So there you go. That is all done, set up, ready to go. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. I have an abundance of guitars. It's the reason I'm not keeping this, and it's very odd, but some of my best guitars are the white ones. I have a white Explorer. It's one of a kind on the planet. I'm not going to talk more about that because this video is about this guitar, but here you go. It is a Fender. I do believe it was the Blacktop. Is it called the Blacktop? I'm not sure. Came originally with a black pickguard and silver and black zebra pickups, which I didn't like. I much prefer these. We've upgraded with iron gear Tesla Shark pickups. They sound wonderful. The unique thing about this guitar is the rosewood fingerboard. These normally always came with maple. So it's not uber rare, but only this model in the recent years has come with a rosewood fingerboard, so it just sets it apart. I always thought a tortoiseshell pickguard was going to set it off nicely, and with these are my favourite style of pickups are zebra with the cream and black. They just look stunning. The guitars had a complete setup at Fretfriend Guitar Workshop. I'm based in Kirkby and Ashfield in Nottinghamshire. I'll take on any manner of work. The only things I can't do in this workshop is spraying and repaint and painting, refinishing. I always send guitars away for that because I don't have the facilities here. Fretfriend, the name Fretfriend by the way, because I'm a fret and neck specialist, but it's not that I just specialise in those areas, it's just what I'm more known for. There's not really anything I can't do with a guitar. But this one, yeah, a beautiful thing. I've certainly not lost any money on it. I've made a few quid. It's just an absolute beauty. It does come with a basic Fender case, well, gig bag really. It's not anything major. There you go, it's going in that, and I'll double box it for shipping. This is going to go into, the new owner is Owen, that's it. I'm going to give him his first name, I'm not going to give his surname. So Owen, I really hope you like this guitar. I'm absolutely certain you will. It is a stunner to look at, it's a stunner to play, and I hope you enjoy it. So, just tying this one up, just want to remind you my websites. Facebook.com/NG17, that's Facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. There's also fretfriend.co.uk. I am Victor, I am your fret friend, and until the next project, as always, God bless you, be good to each other, and I'll see you in the next one.